Hello, I'm Mohsen Jamal and you watch Afghannew. The United States' special invite to Afghanistan and Pakistan was headed for Kabul for regional talks in the wake of President Barack Obama's announcement of a U.S. drawdown from the country. Ambassador Mark Grossman, who left for Kabul on Friday, will highlight U.S. commitment to a long-term, enduring partnership with Afghanistan, the United States State Department said in a statement. During his visit, Grossman will also attend a meeting of the International Contact Group for Afghanistan as part of ongoing consultations with its neighbors and international partners, it added. In addition, he will hold talks with President Hamid Karzai, National Security Advisor Rangin Faris-Panta, and United Nations Special Representative Stephen de Mistura. The special envoy will also represent the United States at the third meeting of the U.S. Afghanistan-Pakistan Core Group to support a process of Afghan-led reconciliation, according to the State Department. Afghan officials have raised the death toll to 38 people following a suicide attack at a hospital in Afghanistan. The United Nations said the hospital's maternity ward was badly damaged in Saturday's blast, and many of the victims were women and children. Dozens of people were also wounded, officials said. Estimates of the casualties, which included patients and medical staff, varied widely as chaos enveloped the facility in Azra district of Eastern Logar province. The bomber had been driving an SUV packed with explosives. Din Muhammad Darwish, a spokesman for the Logar provincial government, said President Hamid Karzai strongly condemned the attack. Meanwhile, Taliban spokesman Zabihullah Mujahid denied responsibility for the attack. A Taliban militant and his wife carried out a suicide bombing on a police station in Pakistan on Saturday that killed 12 policemen, a Taliban spokesman said on Sunday. The pair, armed with assault rifles and hand grenades, raided the compound and took a dozen policemen hostage for several hours in a town near the region of South Waziristan, a major Al-Qaeda and Taliban sanctuary on the Afghan border. The operation further tarnished Pakistan's security establishment, which has suffered one setback after another since the killing of Osama bin Laden by U.S. Special Forces on Pakistani soil on May 2nd. Ehsan Allah Ehsan, a Pakistani Taliban spokesman, said the assault was carried out in retaliation for bin Laden's killing and government attacks against militants. This comes on Sunday. A bomb planted on a stationary motorcycle just outside a police station in the eastern city of Bulliten wounded 4 policemen, police said. Loud explosions have been heard in the Libyan capital Tripoli as jets flew over the city, witnesses said. Lebanon State Television had earlier reported that at least 15 people were killed in strikes on civilian sites in the eastern city of Brega, a claim promptly denied by the NATO. The report, which did not say when the attack took place, referred to a NATO war of extermination and crimes against humanity in Libya. Following the Libyan television claim, the NATO spokesman said the alliance did target buildings in an abandoned area of Brega. 2,000 Syrians have fled across the border into Lebanon over the past 2 days in a bid to escape the escalating violence in Syria. A Lebanese security official said on Saturday that those crossing had entered northern Lebanon near the border town of Wadi Khalid. Meanwhile, Abdulrahman Athar, the head of the Syrian Red Crescent, said that Syrian refugees in Turkey will not face retribution or interrogation if they return to their country. The military crackdown, which activists say has left more than 1,300 people dead, has failed to silence anti-government protests that have now lasted more than 100 days. Yemeni President Ali Abdullah Saleh will make a media appearance within the next 48 hours, his media secretary said Sunday. Ahmed al-Sofi said in a statement that the president will appear within the next 48 hours despite their fear that the burns on his features and on different parts of his body will be an obstacle, given that his appearance will not be as the media expects it. Saleh was forced to leave Yemen for treatment in a Saudi hospital after an attack on his palace earlier this month. Wen Jiabao, China's premier, has arrived in Birmingham, Britain's second largest city, for a visit focused on boosting economic ties on the second leg of a 3-nation tour in which Beijing is seeking a greater foothold in Europe. Wen arrived at Birmingham Airport in central England on Saturday after flying in from Hungary, the first stop on a tour which will also take him to Germany. On Monday, Wen was about to be taking part in an annual UK-China summit, which will also be attended by UK Prime Minister David Cameron, along with Foreign Minister William Hague and Finance Minister George Osborne. A number of business deals between the two nations are expected to be announced during the event before the premier leaves for Germany later on Monday. And that Venezuela's vice president has rejected suggestions that President Hugo Chavez is gravely ill 2 weeks after he underwent emergency surgery in Cuba. Elias Juara said on Saturday that Chavez was recuperating to continue the battle and would soon be ready to counter his political opponents and media speculation. Chavez has been in Cuba since June 8th when he arrived here on the final leg of a trip that also included Brazil and Ecuador, and later was rushed into emergency surgery after suffering sharp pain diagnosed as a pelvic abscess that required immediate surgery. The president's brother told Venezuelan state media on Wednesday that Chavez would return to Caracas in about 2 weeks. And that's all for now. Thanks for joining us.